What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here on this very merry Christmas day to react and learn about Norwegian Christmas traditions. Not that long ago, I just finished learning a lot about Christmas in Norway, a lot of the beautiful sights and things that are done in Norway around Christmas, a little bit of how you celebrate it, some of the food and culture, and that you open presents on Christmas Eve, and some of the other very fun differences between America and Norway as far as Christmas is concerned. But I wanted to take today, Christmas Day, to get a little more detailed, more intimate look at this Norwegian individual's Christmas traditions. These things I'm hoping are a bit more specific. Christmas traditions in America, it can actually vary from household to household. Things can be different depending on what your specific culture is within your country, how you celebrate Christmas. So I thought this would just be really nice to take a look at, this individual's detailed, list of Christmas traditions in their experience, and possibly learn even more cool things about how traditions are different in America and Norway. So, with that being said, let's take a look.
Today's video is going to be about the Christmas traditions that we have in Norway. I know for a fact that they're a bit different than a lot of other countries. So if you're at all interested, keep watching this video. I know a lot of countries have advent calendars as well. We do that in Norway, or most families do, I believe. But another thing that...
Yeah, the whole advent calendar. Well, you can buy calendars that you pop open the calendar every day and there's a little toy inside or candy or that's funny that's actually the same in Norway and America. Okay.
What we're doing as well is that we light one candle every Sunday up until Christmas Eve, so that's 4 candles. And when we light that one candle every Sunday, we say a verse that goes with it, or we sing this song. The first verse goes like this. Så tenner vi ett lys I kveld, vi tenner det for glede, det står og skinner for seg selv, og oss som til stede, vi tenner ett lys I kveld, vi tenner det for glede. And the meaning behind it is basically that we light the candle for joy. Yeah.
Okay, well there's Advent wreaths in America. Is this kind of the same? Is this let me look it up. Advent wreath. So there's, with the candles, and there's 4 candles you light every week, and one in the center, the final candle. Is that kind of the same? Is this like a religious thing? Because in America, this would be a religious kind of thing.
Also in December, before Christmas Eve, it's very common to have this thing we call the Christmas table, where your workplace arranges this Christmas dinner, and people get completely drunk, and there are a lot of fun stories. And
Christmas table like a dedicated area, like where you do the cooking or putting stuff together and wrapping gifts, like a dedicated Christmas table. Does this have a name, like a special name in Norway? I wouldn't say in America that there's a dedicated Christmas table. Maybe just the dinner table or the counter, or I don't know. I don't know how detailed this goes in Norway.
And kind of sad stories, I guess, about people cheating, hooking up with their boss, and all of that.
What? Wait, what? What are we talking about? Whoa, where? What?
There are a lot of fun stories and kind of sad stories, I guess.
With people getting drunk at Christmas? Wait, what?
Yes, about people cheating, hooking up with their boss, and all of that. It's like a crazy evening. And we kind of make fun of the fact that a lot of crazy stuff is happening, I guess.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know this was the kind of thing I was going to learn about. So this is at Norwegian Christmas parties, just Christmas parties. People get super drunk, and it's kind of like a running joke in Norway that crazy stuff happens at Christmas parties? Like, is that kind of what this is?
So yeah, we call that a Christmas table. The day before Christmas Eve, we watch the same film every single year. We have been for many, many years. I believe they used to show it on New Year's Eve, but then they switched it until the day before Christmas Eve. And like, you would think we had never watched it before because we laugh.
You watch the same film every year on Christmas Eve? Is it always the same movie? It's a movie? What movie? What movie do you watch every year? Can it ever be a different movie? I'm a little confused.
Like, as much every single time. And it's basically about this guy that's gonna serve drinks, and he trips over this carpet every time he does the round. I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen of the film and let me know.
What? What is this? This is like a Norwegian Christmas movie that you watch every year? What's it called?
If you have seen it before. The same.
Hold up. Hold the phone. Norwegian Christmas movie? Or film? She called it a film. I don't know if that matters. No. Huh. And it's about a guy serving drinks? Trips? He trips, right? Man. It's a guy serving drinks and he trips?
Drinks, and as much every single time. And it's basically about this guy that's gonna serve drinks, and he trips over this carpet every time he does the round. I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen.
So this is the movie, okay. Huh. And a lot of people watch this every year? What is it about besides serving drinks? Okay, I'm a little confused, but I get the idea. Christmas movie. Americans love Christmas movies. Every American family has like their own favorite Christmas movie that they want to watch. They can just watch whatever. There's a lot of Christmas movies in America, but this one seems very specific.
Film, it's also very common to eat porridge, and you invite your family over or your friends, most likely your family. And we eat porridge with like cinnamon and sugar and butter in the middle. And in the big pot, we put an almond, and the person that gets the almond wins a marzipan pig.
Marzipan pig. Okay, I've heard about the almond. Hiding the almond in the food. The porridge. Well, we don't really eat porridge in America. So I think I get it. You hide the almond in the porridge, and then you win a marzipan pig? What is that? What does that mean? It has a Wikipedia page. Look, it's a little pig. Okay. You eat the porridge and you receive a marzipan pig. What is marzipan? I think that's what I'm trying to ask. A confection consisting of sugar, honey, and almond meal. Okay, so you can eat this little pig? and doing these like these almond contests where you hide an almond. Apparently that's really common. All right, that's fun. That's fun. I was a little confused, but I get it and it sounds very fun.
So yeah, that's a weird ass tradition. Also during Christmas time, it's very common that kids go from door to door and sing Christmas carols to get candy. So it's kind of trick or treat without the trick. And it's like a nice gesture, I think.
That is nice. You know, people used to go out and carol and sing in America, like back in the day, like a long time ago. But no one does that anymore, really. And it's just kind of because American culture has changed. People aren't as much as a community anymore. People like to stay inside and do their own thing. And people are kind of don't trust each other as much in general, I think, these days. And so all the old traditions in America that used to have caroling and going out and singing, that's all gone. No one does that anymore. So this is actually really nice to hear that in Norway, there's still like this innocence, still like this nice community thing where, Americans would never send their children out to do anything like that. We'd be too scared, too protective. So that's a huge difference. So I really appreciate this.
And we call that julebukk. In Norway, we also built a gingerbread house. I know they do that in a lot of countries. We use the house as a decoration, and after New Year's Eve, we smash it with like a hammer, and then we eat it. Okay.
You smash it with a hammer. Yeah, Americans make gingerbread houses. I never realized you could smash it with a hammer, although that does make sense, because otherwise you just like pull it apart and it crumbles. Wow, smashing it with a hammer. That's a good one.
Christmas Eve. For us in Norway, that's 24th of December, and that day is the day where everything happens, so we don't have the Christmas morning. We open all our gifts on the 24th. All we really do that day is to watch TV. So we wake up like really early, or at least I do and all the kids do, and we watch the Christmas morning show for kids. Then later it's a few Christmas movies that we watch. One of them being...
Yeah, Christmas is so different. One of the biggest differences is how Americans, all the opening of gifts and all the food and feast, that's all on Christmas. But in Norway, all of that is on December 24th, which would be Christmas Eve. That is such a big difference. That was really surprising to me when I first learned that.
Cinderella. I can't remember what country it's filmed in, but it's dubbed in Norwegian by this one guy, so it's really funny when he does all the voices and stuff. So we all watch that, and then we watch The Journey to the Christmas Star, it's a Norwegian film. Then we watch Disney Christmas, so it's very scheduled, and all of us try to visit our grandparents and stuff in between all the different like TV shows and films that we have to watch that day.
Okay.
Another tradition is to go to church. Most of us aren't really religious at all, but it's just because of tradition. So we go to church.
Oh, wow. That's really different than America. In Norway, if you're not that religious, you might still go to church as a tradition. In America, if you're not religious, then you would just not go. Like, there's no way you would go.
Sing a couple of songs and then go back home again before dinner. So Christmas dinner, we are gathered, our families, and for some reason we get dressed up really, really nice, like with tight dresses, high heels, the guys wear suits. It just looks really strange. I celebrate with only like my parents and my siblings, and we're all really stiff and uncomfortable, and I don't know why we do it. We could.
This is kind of like America in the sense that, well, on Christmas Eve in America, there's not many traditions of what to do on Christmas Eve, because you're waiting till Christmas to open your gifts and eat. So every household kind of does their own thing. A lot of houses and homes in America just have their own kind of made-up traditions of what they want to do on Christmas Eve and Christmas too. So that really varies a lot. There's no like hard rule. So kind of what she's saying, where in her family they dress up super nice in nice clothing on Christmas. That's like kind of their family tradition. Every family in America kind of has their own little funny traditions of what to do during Christmas.
Could have like dressed up in comfortable clothes, but it's just a tradition to dress up really, really nice. During Christmas dinner, Santa Claus comes, and often you arrange with your neighbors that you go to each other's houses, so you're not going to recognize your family member as Santa Claus. And when Santa Claus comes, it's very common to give him a bowl of porridge and a bottle of beer. Okay, this...
Hold on. So someone always dresses up as Santa? Like your neighbor? And visits? In America, that's pretty much unheard of. Some people might do that, but in America, you really don't ever interact with Santa or someone dressed up as Santa. Unless you go to the mall at some time in December because you want to get a photo with the guy at the mall dressed up as Santa. But in America, you definitely don't like give Santa food or interact with him on Christmas Day. That is not at all something that happens in America. This is quite unique. If this is common in Norway.
Santa Claus comes, it's very common to give him a bowl of porridge and a bottle of beer. Okay, this is the most nerdy tradition. We like hold hands, the family, around the Christmas tree and make kind of like a chain. We walk around it and we sing Christmas songs. And with a few of the songs you got like dances to it. I don't know, it's just very nerdy.
That is nerdy. That is like lame, but it's like you're with your family, no one can see you, and there's a lot of stuff like that where it's like for the holiday, you just got to go with it and do the funny stuff.
Christmas Eve and the following days, all the stores are closed. I believe it's on the 27th, the stores open again, and it's so crowded because people are rushing to the stores to exchange all the gifts that they didn't like.
Yeah, right now in America, for the first time in like years, finally there's a lot of snow and ice on the ground right now. It finally snowed for Christmas here. So no one is outside driving because Americans are terrible in the snow. Everyone is going crazy. No one knows how to handle it. It's kind of funny. But it's actually really nice to have snow for Christmas because that does not always happen in America.
And that was a few of our traditions. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to hear about your traditions in the countries you are from, and if you share some of the traditions that we have. It's really interesting to me, so please comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and love you very much.
Okay, this was by Cornelia Grimsmo. I liked this. I really did. She actually brought up a couple things that I had not heard of before. It is so funny because there's all these similarities with Christmas between different cultures and nations. And then there's these tiny little details of stuff that like people in Norway do that is so unique and different. And it's so fun to learn about and hear about. I think it's just great. The almond and the candy pig and the opening presents and the dances. It's like all so fun to learn about. I'm sure to other people, stuff we do in America is like funny and fun to hear about too. But anyway, for me, this is good. So I really enjoyed this video. It had some different stuff that I didn't know about. So I'm glad I found this and watched this. It was very enjoyable. If you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway, Norwegian culture, stuff in Norway that I've never seen or heard about before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching. Have a very, very merry, happy Christmas wherever you are. And thanks for watching. See you next time.